Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to go over our finding the slope given a table sheet. So we kind of already went through all of the steps for using the calculator, and it's kind of already spelled out for you. So I wanted to go over truly how to do it by hand or the long way. So a reminder, our slope-intercept form or our formula is y equals mx plus b. So with this formula, our m is representing our slope. Our b is representing our y-intercept. So once we know our slope and once we know our y-intercept, we can create an equation for any line on a graph. But instead of a graph for our first example, we're given a table. So we're first going to say, what is our change in y's? So what are we doing to get from 6 to 4? We are subtracting 2. From 4 to 2, we're subtracting 2. And from 2 to 0, we're subtracting 2. So our change in y is subtract 2, or negative 2. Now to find out the change in x's, we're going from negative 1 to 0. So negative 1 to 0, we're adding 1. 0 to a positive 1, we're adding 1. And 1 to 2, we're adding 1. So the change in x is positive, and I'm just going to put a plus sign. You don't necessarily have to have it, but plus 1. So the change in y for our slope is negative 2. Change in x is positive 1. So our slope is negative 2 over 1. Now, because we already know what y-intercept is, we can figure out what y-intercept is of this table. When we say y-intercept, we are meaning on our graph where the line crosses our y-axis. So if we had a line that crossed the y-axis at that dot, that blue dot, that would be our y-axis. If we wanted an ordered pair of that y-intercept, we are not going anywhere on the x-axis. We're going nowhere. We are just going up from the origin. So our x value is always going to be 0 when we're finding our y-intercept. Then our y-intercept is going to be some value. So looking at our table, where is x0? It is right here. So when x is 0, y is 4. So on our graph, the line would cross where y is 4. So our y-intercept is positive 4. If we wanted to create that equation, we would substitute in our negative 2 as our slope and our positive 4 as our y-intercept. So we would have y equals, instead of m, we have our negative 2, still have x, plus our positive 4. And that would be our answer. So remember to pause the video if I am going too fast at any point. Then I'm going to do the next one really quickly. So we're going to start with our slope. So we've got to find the change in our y's. So negative 2 to 2. We're going to, and you can't really see that, we're going to add 4. 2 to 6, add 4. 6 to 10, add 4. 10 to 14, add 4. So we're adding 4 for our y's. For our x values, we're going from negative 1 to negative or negative 2 to negative 1. So we are adding 1, negative 1 to 0, adding 1, 0 to 1, adding 1, and 1 to 2, adding 1. So we're adding 1 for the change of x. So we have 4 over 1. So our slope is 4 over 1, which is simply 4. Now, again, I would like by this time you should be able to identify your y-intercept where x is 0. So x is 0, y is going to be a value, and we're looking at our table, which is right here at 0, 6. So our y-intercept is going to be 6. So we take our slope, which was 4, our y-intercept, which is 6, and plug it into our y equals mx plus b. So we have y equals, instead of m, 4, x plus our y-intercept, which is 6. So that would be our equation, y equals 4x plus 6.